Welcome back to another deep dive.
Good to be here.
So today we're getting into some really cutting edge stuff. We've got source material from the Welcome to AAA CH plus ARM AAA Git book.
Right.
This document outlines, well, what they call an autonomous AI agents launcher in layer 3. It's from the Palo Alto AI Web3 Research Lab. And our goal here really is to unpack this for you, the listener. Cut through the jargon, figure out what this CH plus ARM thing actually is, how it's supposed to work, the whole ecosystem, and, what the big takeaways might be.
It's definitely ambitious. I mean, they're blending a lot of complex tech here.
Yeah, no kidding.
And the source, right away, it defines CH plus ARM, as a CRM for agents plus human swarm orchestration.
CRM, like customer management?
Sort of, but not really for customers. It's more about managing the workflows, the interactions, but between AI agents and humans, especially in these coordinated groups they call swarms.
Okay, swarms, got it.
And they also call it an AI agents launcher in layer 3. Now, the layer 3 bit suggests it's sitting on top of existing blockchains, adding specific functions.
Right, not a base layer itself, more application focused.
Exactly. And interestingly, the source mentions this project goes back to 2015.
2015, wow, that's practically ancient history in this space.
Gives them a long runway, I suppose.
Okay, so let's dig into the why. The Git book talks about Why AI. From their point of view in the source, what's the core problem CH plus ARM is trying to solve?
Well, they seem to identify a need that goes beyond what large language models, LLMs, can do right now.
Okay.
LLMs are amazing at understanding language, generating text, sure. But the source really emphasizes that AI agents take it a step further. They can actually act.
Act? How so?
They can perceive their environment, reason through complex problems, plan out steps, and then autonomously execute those plans.
Okay. So it's the doing part.
Exactly. And the challenge then becomes, how do you make these agents efficient? How do you run lots of them? The Git book highlights their focus on energy-efficient AI agents powered by distilled LLMs.
Distilled LLMs meaning smaller, more focused models.
Yeah, basically. Instead of needing, massive computing power for every single agent, they're building on these leaner versions. That efficiency is crucial if you want, swarms of agents working together.
Right, makes sense. You can't have thousands of giant models running simultaneously, not easily anyway. So active, efficient AI working together.
Yeah, precisely. That leads into the swarm orchestration, AI agents at scale idea. It's not just one agent doing one thing. It's about coordinating groups, maybe tackling bigger problems.
Okay, and how do they support that, technologically speaking?
So they mentioned two key foundational pieces: decentralized physical infrastructure, DePIN, and zero-knowledge AI.
DePIN and ZK. Okay, let's break those down a bit. Why are they important here?
Well, DePIN basically means getting access to computing power or storage or whatever the agents need, but from a decentralized network. So no single point of failure, no central control. Really important if you're running potentially thousands of agents.
Right, resilience and distribution.
And zero-knowledge AI that could let agents work with sensitive data or prove they did a computation correctly without revealing the underlying private information. Think finance, healthcare, areas where privacy is paramount, especially in a decentralized setting.
Okay, yeah, that combination of autonomous agents, swarm coordination, decentralized infrastructure, privacy tech, that really frames the why. So let's get into the how. How does this thing actually work? What are the components, the ecosystem pieces the source describes?
All right, jumping into section 3 of the Git book. They lay out the ecosystem. There's the core technology and infrastructure, obviously. But one really interesting mechanism they describe is an escrow system.
Escrow?
For what? Specifically, it says VCs funds escrow and distribution to projects. It sounds like they're building a system within the platform to handle venture capital funding.
Wait, so the platform itself manages VC money flowing to projects built on the platform?
Seems like it. A potentially transparent, maybe automated way to fund development right there in the ecosystem. Could be much faster than traditional routes.
Huh. That's definitely different, integrating funding like that. What else is in this ecosystem?
They also talk about a marketplace for AI agents.
Okay, like an app store, but for AI agents.
Pretty much, yeah. You could find, buy, maybe license agents for specific tasks, DeFi trading, security monitoring, whatever.
Makes sense.
And to help build those agents, they mention AI agent creation tools and templates. The idea, according to the source, is to make it easier for people, maybe even those without deep coding skills, to design and deploy their own agents.
So lowering the barrier to entry for creating AI, that's potentially huge for you if you're looking to build something.
Absolutely. Then there's an AI agent labor exchange.
Labor exchange, like agents hiring other agents or humans hiring agents.
It implies a system where agents can be tasked with work and possibly get paid for it for their compute time, the service they provide.
Okay, an agent economy.
Kind of feels like it.
Yeah.
They also mention node sales and staking for AI agents. So you have a network of nodes providing the power, and people get incentivized to run them through staking the platform's token.
Standard Web3 infra model there.
Pretty much. And crucial for trust, there's a reputation system mentioned, for trust and accountability for AI agents. You need to know which agents are reliable, right?
Definitely. Especially if they're handling important tasks or, money.
Exactly. Yeah. The source also maps out the user lifecycle, how someone might engage, from just finding an agent to maybe running a node or building their own. And maybe the most intriguing bit, UGC, a user-generated content platform for AI agents.
User-generated content for AI agents? What does that even mean? Agents making content.
It really pushes the idea, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe agents creating reports, designs, code, and that content living on the platform. Raises all sorts of questions about authorship and creativity.
Yeah, seriously. Wild. Okay, and you mentioned something about a pivot earlier.
Yes. Big one. The Git book explicitly states they are transitioning from centralized B2B SaaS to permissionless, open source, on-chain autonomous.
Okay, that's a mouthful. Let's unpack that. SaaS to
a completely different model. Permissionless means anyone can jump in, no gatekeepers. Open source means the code's public, transparent community can build on it. And on-chain autonomous means using the blockchain for rules, data, maybe even governance.
So moving away from selling software subscriptions to businesses
towards building this open, decentralized network for autonomous agents. It's a fundamental shift. Aims to prevent central control over the agents or the network, which fits that whole Web3 ethos.
Wow, okay. That pivot really underscores the decentralized vision. So with this structure in place, what kind of agents are we talking about? What specific jobs are they meant for? The source gives examples, right?
It does, yeah. Section 4 lists several types. There's DeFi, which is DeFi plus AI agents. So agents executing trading strategies or managing positions in decentralized finance.
Okay, makes sense for automation there.
Then AI agents for blockchain security, maybe finding bugs, monitoring for hacks.
That's a big need.
Definitely. Also, AI agents for no-code dApps. Imagine agents helping you build decentralized apps without writing code.
Interesting, like AI assistants for building Web3 stuff.
Could be. They also list legal and compliance AI agents for ESG and sustainability, and just generally more AI agents for Web3.
So hitting a lot of complex, specialized areas where automation could really help. Did the source mention competitors or their old business model?
Briefly, yeah. Section 4 notes our main competitors, doesn't list them in the excerpts we have, but acknowledges they exist. And it mentions the current pricing for B2B customers, which was the old SaaS subscription plus setup fees. But again, that seems tied to the model they're pivoting away from.
Right, context is key there.
And they apparently include an autonomous agent workflow diagram in the full Git book too.
Okay, good to know. Let's switch gears then, the economics. Section 5 is all about tokenomics, token sales. This stuff can get dense. Let's try and break it down.
Absolutely. It's crucial for any Web3 project. So they mention a fair launch approach usually means trying to distribute tokens widely, avoiding huge chunks going to insiders early on.
Okay, aiming for decentralization from the start. What about VCs?
For VCs, they mention options for a token buy or an equity sale. And they explicitly state the model is designed for Tier 1 CEXs, centralized exchanges.
So aiming for listings on the big exchanges like Binance or Coinbase.
That seems to be the goal, yeah. But the real core here is the AAA token utility, what the token does in the ecosystem.
Right. What's its purpose?
The source suggests it's functional. You might use it to pay agents for work, access those creation tools we talked about, stake it to run a node, or generally interact with platform services. It fuels the internal economy.
Gotcha. And is there a timeline for this token?
They note a targeted TGE Q3, token generation event in the third quarter.
Okay, so potentially soon.
The document also outlines the overall tokenomics model. Mentions a diamond hands distribution program, likely rewarding people who hold the token long term.
Okay.
And it details a revenue share, token burning, and buyback program. These are mechanisms to potentially increase the token's value over time. Revenue sharing gives holders a cut, buybacks and burns reduce the supply.
Trying to create a sustainable economy for token growth, as they put it.
Exactly. They also explicitly mention addressing inflation and deflation, managing the token supply, and connect this back to their monetization strategy. The value captured by the platform is meant to flow back into this token ecosystem.
So the token isn't just for speculation, it's deeply integrated into how the platform works and makes money.
That's the idea. But then there's that really unique angle about the agents themselves.
Yeah, the NFTs. Tell us about that again.
Right. This is maybe the most forward-looking bit. AI agents as NFTs. Ownership, privacy, and profit sharing.
So you could literally own an AI agent, like on the blockchain.
As a non-fungible token, yeah. A specific agent, maybe a particular trained version, represented as a unique digital asset.
And what does owning it get you?
The source hints at enhanced privacy for what the agent does or the data it uses, and crucially, the potential for the owner to get a share of any revenue or value that agent generates.
Whoa. Okay, owning an AI that works for you and earns you money as an NFT, that's a paradigm shift.
It really is. It blends digital ownership, AI labor, and profit sharing in a completely new way.
Mind-bending stuff. Okay, where are they on the timeline for all this? What does the roadmap look like in the Gitbook?
Section 6 lays it out. They show past milestones. 2022 was research and early development. 2023 was building foundations, both marked as done.
Sure.
2024, also marked complete, was AI launchpad development and product infrastructure. So building the core tech.
Right.
This year, 2025, is marked as in progress. Official AI launchpad and full ecosystem growth. This seems to be the big launch year, getting the platform live and growing the network.
So we're right in the middle of that phase now.
Looks like it. And then looking ahead, 2026 is planned for scaling, adoption, and enterprise AI deployment. So pushing for wider use, bigger clients.
Makes sense. Grow, then scale.
They also mention having a more detailed queue-based roadmap and a go-to-market strategy doc.
Good detail. Okay, nearly there. The source also touches on the team structure, right?
Yeah.
Section 7.
Yeah, just briefly. It outlines the team, the DAO, the roles. Indicates they have a core team, but also a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization.
So moving towards community governance.
Suggests that, yeah. Where token holders or participants might eventually vote on the platform's direction. They list roles like custodians, managing funds, co-founder, advisor, mentor, judge, syndicate member, and the general team.
A structure designed for that blend of core development and decentralized control. And the Gitbook itself rounds out with FAQs, links, references.
Yeah, it seems pretty comprehensive for anyone wanting the full picture.
Okay. Well, that was quite the journey through the AAA CH+ ARM Gitbook excerpts. We've touched on this whole vision of orchestrated autonomous AI agents.
Yeah, agents that act.
Right, acting within this permissionless on-chain world. We looked at the why, getting beyond just LLMs, how that marketplace, the creation tools, the nodes, that interesting VC escrow, and the whole economic engine, the AAA token, and that wild idea of AI agents as NFTs you can own.
And connecting this back to you, the listener.
Yeah.
If you're watching the AI and Web3 space, platforms like this are really significant.
How so?
Well, they point towards a future where AI isn't just, a cloud service you rent. It could be an autonomous thing you own that does verifiable work on decentralized networks and maybe even earns value within these new digital economies.
So whether you're thinking about building AI, using it, investing, or just trying to understand where things are headed.
Exactly. This model challenges a lot of our current ideas about software, about assets, about work.
It definitely makes you reconsider what digital property could mean, or what labor looks like when agents are involved.
Which brings up a final thought, maybe something for you to chew on. If these AI agents can be owned like NFTs, and they can operate autonomously, earn revenue, coordinate in swarms, how does that fundamentally change your relationship with AI? What does it really mean for the future of digital work and, economic participation itself?
Yeah. What happens when the workers are assets you can own and trade? Deep questions.
Definitely something to keep thinking about as this technology evolves.